Testing. All right, what's on Christ? All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Yabashim, Yashabarakatham. To the brothers, Shalom, Yahweh, Shema, Alatha, Ba'ashim, Yahushai. To the sisters, we at the Isupk Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana, and we are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. Today is Sabbath service, and for those of y'all who might just now be tuning in, we're going to be doing Genesis chapter 18, verse 17 to Genesis chapter 19, verse 32. Right? So we're going to do 49 verses in the Hebrew as usual, right? Go over the first 7 verses in the Hebrew, and go through it in the English. Slack you. Let's give everybody a quick moment to tune in the class. See, a daughter of a king, Shalom on Crisis, checking in from Georgia. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. 1 second. Just move some stuff. All right, so we're going to get started. So with that, amadim, which means to stand or rise, just me. La Yasha'ala, which means to or for Israel. Amadim upon Yahakwadam, which means to rise or stand and face the east. And we're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Sisters, remember to have your heads covered during class and during prayer. Brothers, remember to have your heads uncovered. That being said, this is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakavka, Taba'ah, Barzaka, Hayah, Aisha, Harataza, that's like it. Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Bathilanawa, Bakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalatnawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalatnawa, Kabawatinawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Banasaiwan, Abal, Abashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atapawa, Lavalumium, Amun. Now in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. Hakat, which is the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakasha, Lafilanawa, Hakat, Hakat, Rapa'ah, Kamakala, Wakamadawa, Hakat, Latahar, Hamadazarayim, Hakat, La'akwayim, Hamatim, Hakat, Awakawat, Hatama'ala, Lagarshun, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the water, Amun. Now in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. This is bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha'ala, Waha, Bayat Saparium, Barak, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, for water, Amun. What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school in the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayenya, Hahoyim, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Azoya, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Waradaza, Bayathan, Mawat, Wagalka, all Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yeshun, Shalmar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yimka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wairak, Balayla, Yahweh, Ashmarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Atmapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazafka, Ubuafka, Maita, Wa'ai, Awalam. Now in the English. I lift up my eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help? My help comes from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved, and he that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. This is Psalms 83. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all the Mialaka, all the Karash, all the Shakwat, all Kayahana, all Yebika, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Yar Yamwa, Savada, Waita, Yatazawa, Al Tazawanika, Amorwa, Lakawa, Manakakinu, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Osaki, Sham Yasha'ala, Avada, Kaya, Nawa Atazawa, Laba, Yakabwa, Alika, Maria, Yakarathwa, Ahawa, Adawam, Wa Yashama Alayum, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyim, Gabal, Wamawan, Wamalak, Al-Shaf, Amshabia, Tazabor, Gamashabor, Nalawam, Imam, Hayawa, Zorwar, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadyan, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabyan, Manakal, Koyashwan, Nashab Mawa, Bayan Dara, Hayawa, Daman, Ladama, Shaitamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kairab, Wakazabba, Wakazabat, Wakazalmanai, Kar Nasiakamwa, Ashar, Amorwa, Narashat, Nanawa, Af, Nawaf, Alahayam, Alahayat, Shaitamwa, Kagogla, Kokwash, Lapanya, Raka'ah, Ka'ash, Taba'ira, Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Harayam, Kun, Tabadatma, Basairaka, Wabasat, Wapafka, Tabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyahum, Kuala Wayaba Kwashwa, Shimka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Adi-I, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadayawa, Kayata, Shimka, Yahawa, Labaka, Alawan, Alcohol, Ha-Arataza. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Heed not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, in the name of Israel, and be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Saul also was joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah, do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, made the nobles like a red, and like Zaid, yea, all the princes, as Zabah, and as Almunah, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as a fire burneth the wood, and as a flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high of all earth. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barak Yahweh, Mayawashai, Momeaka Allah, Walahayim, Madazabi Alawap Yahana, Halawapyam, Hasaranyam, Hakwadazayoyim, Hakayayoyim, Wahagwathian, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, for water, Amun. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, Commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. All right, you may be seated. Stock it. There we go. All right, so we're going to be reading out of the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 17. All right, Shalom sis from Vegas. Trooping the Thought by Alum. Shalom on Christ, Isupk. What's going on? Checking in from Las Vegas. All right. All right, so Genesis chapter 18, verse 17 in the Hebrew. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right, verse 17 in the Hebrew. Yahweh Amar Haba'a Anya Ka Ba'abaraham Ashar Anya Aisha Na'abaraham Yabaraham Aha Yahweh Lagunya Gadol Ya'itaza and Ya Ra'ab Ba'am Ka'o Ganya Ha'ai Ka'ai Yadai Thayum La Ma'ai Aishar Yataza Ya Af Kanya Ya'af Kathaya Akar Yashama'ar Darai Yahweh La'aisha Ya'af Tazada Pa'ach Ya Mashaba Pa'at Yamashapat La Ma'ai Bara'a Yahweh Yahweh Al Abraham Af Ashar Dabar Aliyah Ya Ma'ar Yahweh Ta'ai Af Tadum Ya'ai Ma'ra'a Ka'a Raka'a Ya Ka'a Tatha'am Ka'ar Bada'a Ma'ad Arada Na'a Yara'a Kaba Taza'ai Kwa'af Haka'ar Alayam Aishaya Ka'ar Ya'am La'a Adai Yapunya Asham. So like Masham Ka'a Nashayam Ya La'am Tada'am Yada Abraham Idar Imad Lapunya Yahweh Yagaash Abraham Ya'ai Ba'ar Ka'at Thatapa'a Tazadayat Aim Rashai. All right, so that's it for the first 7 verses. So it's the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 17 in the English. And the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham the thing which I do? Verse 18, seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. So just to do a quick recap, y'all. So last week, remember that Abraham and Sarah got their names changed to Abraham and Sarah from obviously Abram and Sarai, and they were promised with a child. And even though that he did have a son already, his eldest son, actually Ishmael, who we broke down last week, that those are the Arabians, those are the Arabic people, Middle Eastern people, and it described the nature as many of the natures of the nations, right? Ishmael was what? He was a wild man, right? That carries on to today, all right? This book was written thousands of years ago. What are the Middle Easterns known for? They're at war with everybody. Everybody got a problem with them. They got a problem with everybody. They can't even get their own people under control, right? I think the Taliban and that stuff is still going on over there. It's crazy. So that's the nature of Ishmael, right? Now, despite this being Abraham's son and his eldest son at that, this was not the son that was going to carry on the blessing. Another child was going to be born, and that was going to be Isaac, which means he laughs in the Hebrew, right? So we're going to continue. Verse 19. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him. Now, y'all been tuning in during the classes, right? Y'all been tuning in during the classes. So let me ask y'all something. Why was, in your own words, you don't got to give me a precept necessarily, in your own words, why were all these blessings promised to Abraham? See if anybody knows, right? See, I have my lovely wife checking in, and that's a beautiful thing to have in the truth, right? When man and woman come together and we are married, right? You're married. Remember, sex is marriage according to the Bible, according to God, right? So it's not necessarily just about a paper. And it's a beautiful thing to have a married couple in the truth. You understand? Faith. Okay. Faith. Okay. Faith in what though? You're on it. Just give me a little bit more, right? And anybody's free to answer, y'all. I see only one person put in something. Abraham had faith. Faith in what though? Come on now. Y'all was blowing up the chat last week. I know y'all in here. Don't be shy. The sister said that Abraham had faith. Well, what do you have faith in though? Let's see. I study of Abraham following idols of his father. He had faith in the true and living God. Oh, okay, I got you. So instead of Abraham following idols of his father, he had faith in the true and living God. You know what? I'll take it, right? Yes, he had faith in the Most High. He didn't worship man, right? Because what happens when you worship man? For time's sake, I'll just give it to you, right? You worship man, you are going to do what man tells you to do. Now, this is where Christians start getting messed up, right? You tell a Christian something about the Bible, right? And it could be anything. They say that they believe in the Bible, this, that, and the third. This is the one that I bump into the most, right? This is just the most common one. There are a lot of self-proclaimed Christians, sisters who are Christians in the world, right? And they believe in the Bible. They believe in God, and they want to follow God. They, follow the dietary laws, all that stuff, right? But they still dress promiscuous outside of the household. You still going out having sex with this man, that man, this man, right? And you don't want to listen to a man, right? Now, this is where things kind of get confusing. I'm not telling you, we're not telling you in the school to just listen to any man. Like, no, we're not telling you that. That's why we always preach that sex is marriage and sex is important. You can't just be laying down with whoever, sis. Like, look, if you know that man is a bum and you know that he ain't trying to amount to nothing and he's doing all types of wickedness inside and outside, sis, don't lay with him. And I know, like, that sounds crazy. I know y'all probably thinking, well, why would you lay with him? Well, sadly, there are sisters that still do that. You lay with him, and guess what? Well, that's your head now. According to the Bible, not me. According to the Bible, that's your head now. And now you got to do what he tells you to do. Yeah. You see how that gets a little tricky? It's tricky, right? We don't want that for you, right? However, if you have a brother who is your man, your husband, and he's doing righteous by you, right? You listen to that man. And sometimes you might hear some stuff that you don't want to hear. That's cool. Listen to that man. But sisters in the world don't want to listen to a man. This is what I hear. Man wrote the Bible. I listen to God. And I'm just like, who? So you'll read a Harry Potter book, or you'll read all these other books written by man, take advice from that. But as soon as a man tells you something out of the Bible, now it's, I don't do what a man tells me to do. Aquathian, you do understand that all throughout the Bible, God deals with men, right? Like 90% of the time he's dealing with a man. Think about it. Who's he dealing with? He's dealing with Abraham. He wasn't dealing with Sarah directly. He was dealing with her, but he was dealing with her through Abraham. You get my point? All the priests in the Bible are what? Men. All the kings in the Bible, men. Yahushua was what? Or is what? A man. How does the Israelite tribe, how does the seed trickle down throughout the lineage, right? It's a man. You get my, there's always a man somewhere. Even in the Bible, I'm paraphrasing, right? It says there's the Most High, then there's Christ, then there's man, then there's woman, and then, you know, it doesn't say, but you can pretty much get the chain of command. Then you have children, right? But there's a chain of command. Look, I got to listen to somebody. As a man, I still have to listen to somebody above me give me orders. And guess what? That man has to listen to somebody give him orders. And then that man does. Commanding General Yohana, he's not going off of his own accord. I know it seems like y'all might not see, you're not going to see Yahushua directly giving him orders. You understand? But in a way, we are. Because right here, we go by this, right? Which means what? We're taking orders. Commanding General Yohana takes orders. You understand that, right? You just don't see it. So if we got to listen to man, being man as someone who serves God correctly, sis, that means you got to too. You get my point, right? So don't be a hypocrite, right? This goes for brothers too. I know I'm talking about sisters. This goes for brothers too, because some of y'all be hearing stuff that y'all don't want to hear in the Bible, right? You know, we tell you, oh, you can have multiple wives. I bring this one up a lot, and you think it's great. And it is a great thing, right? Oh, you got multiple wives. But then we tell you, yeah, if you sleep with that woman, that's your wife, though. Now it's, whoa. What you mean by that? Because deep down, some of y'all just want to have sex with whores. You want to stick your rod in something and then be done with it. Or when it's convenient to you. Let me tell you something. There's no such thing as a side chick in the Isupk and the Commander General Yohana. If you, as a man, talking to all the Akim who may be watching this video, if you sleep with a woman, that is your woman. If you sleep with another woman, you now have to take responsibility for that woman too. Well, she's crazy. I don't want. Okay, well, you should have figured that out before you slept with her. It's because she got a big butt and a smile don't mean nothing. Now, I can't tell you to leave her. I can't do that. You got to deal with that now. So do with that what you will, you know. But the whole point is Abraham, you know, he didn't follow Pharaoh, right? There was a Pharaoh at that time. He didn't follow what the Hamites did. He didn't follow, what other people were doing. He was different, right? Just like how Noah was different, right? He found grace in the eyes of the Most High, right? That's why Noah was given a blessing, right? Not everyone else. There were other people. Like, remember, there were other people that were around, even when Adam was around, right? A lot of people believe that Adam was the first man ever. And then the Lord, I don't know, did some wizardry and just like conjured up some sand and boom, came out man. Like, no, that's not what happened. No, there were other men and other women around. All right. Context clues, right? Precept upon precept, line upon line. When they got together, Adam and Eve, right? There's a precept, I'm paraphrasing, where it describes what happens when a man and a woman come together. And you see this today. Let's say you a brother and, you might still live with your parents for the time, right? I get it. Times is hard nowadays. I ain't knocking nobody that does that. It's rough out here. But then you get yourself a woman. Things start to change a little bit, right? Now you want to see a woman. You want your own space. You want your privacy with your woman, right? And vice versa. Sis, you might be living with your parents. Now you got a man. It's, that's your head now. Your man is your head. Your father will always be your father, right? But now you got another man that is giving you orders and things that you should do. And it might be a little different than what your dad may want you to do. It's just how it is, right? So now, you got a man now. You can't be up under mom and dad all the time. Now you want your own space. You want your freedom to, be with your husband and, do things your way. Y'all orchestrate that. Pretty much describing what happens when a man and a woman come together. They leave the house. They leave up under their mother and father. That's what's described what happened with Adam and Eve. Now, if Adam and Eve were the first man and woman on the entire planet, then how could they leave their parents? That would imply that they have parents. You get my point? But not to get too off track, Adam had the life breathed into him by the Most High. That did not mean that the Most High came down and performed CPR on him. No. What happened was he made the knowledge, the law known unto Adam. The Most High made things known unto Noah because he was different. The Most High made things known unto Abraham because he was different. And when I say different, what I really mean is, like the sister said, they had faith in the Most High, right? That's all. Noah definitely had to have some faith because he was building that big old boat. And I know people was looking at him crazy, like, what is Uncle doing? Like, you need to go back in the house. It's going to rain. At this time, there was no rain, by the way. Imagine me telling you, there's going to be meteors coming from the sky. And you're like, man, I ain't never seen no damn meteor. Like, yeah, he tripping. Like, that's just Isupk. We love him, but, he's just a little crazy. That's how they was looking at Noah. And guess what happened? The world flooded. It didn't just rain. If y'all know about that time, right, when the earth flooded, it wasn't just rain. There were geysers coming up underneath the earth. You understand? So it's water coming up and water coming down. And if you want to fish, odds are you're probably going to be dead, But it sounds crazy, but he had faith, right? So that's why all these blessings are being known unto Abraham. That's pretty much what I'm getting at, right? So we're going to continue. The book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 20. And the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, y'all all heard of this account before, right? Verse 21, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which has come unto me. And if not, I will know now, right? Actually, no, I'll finish this before I get into that. Verse 22, and the men turned their faces from thence and went towards Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before the Lord. And Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Now, we'll get into this in a second, right? But what I just want to bring out is you can't hide nothing from the Most High, right? Think about it. Before Sodom and Gomorrah, I think Sodom and Gomorrah is like the most famous account when it comes to, land being destroyed because of evil that was going on. Take it back even further. What I just brought up was what? The flood, right? At that time, let me see if y'all paying attention. Why did the Most High flood the earth? It should be an easy one. I see only one person answering everything. I know it is. Look, I'm looking at the chat. There's quite a few people up in here. So, hey, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Look, this is not the Christian church. We encourage you to answer questions, ask questions. Like, the question is, why did the Most High flood the earth? It should be very simple because I kind of gave it to you already. What was going on at that time for the Most High to be angry and flood everything? Sin. Simple, right? Sin. The water says. There was evil going on at that time. So think about it. It didn't just happen. Like, it wasn't like, okay, let me think of something. It wasn't like somebody just smoked weed one day and the earth just like, nope. I'm sorry, God's just like, nope, well, we about to just flood everything. That one dude smoked weed that one time. Nope, off with all of them. No, that's not what happened. What happened was it was a continuous cycle of sin for a prolonged amount of time. And it just kept happening and kept happening and kept happening until the Most High got very tired, right? Remember, it said that the Lord was vexed for even creating man at some point, right? He was vexed. He was, there was another word. Matter of fact, let me get it real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. It's a specific word that was said. I believe it's in Genesis. Let me see. Okay. There it is. All right, Genesis chapter 6, verse 6. And it says, and it repented the Lord. It said, and it repented the Lord that he had made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart, right? That's the word that I was looking for, repented. Does anybody know what repent means? What's another word for repent? Feel free to say anything, right? What do you think repent means? I don't want to give you the word necessarily. Let's say I think something. Let's say I was a very violent person. I just beat up people all the time, right? And I'm always just beating up people. But then finally I said, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to repent for my sins. Regret. Okay. Regret. You're not wrong. You're right there. It's a word. I don't want to give it to y'all just yet. Okay. If you make a mistake, right? Let's say you're walking down the hallway and you accidentally bump somebody and you didn't mean to, though. What do you say to them? Seek forgiveness. Y'all are so close. If I'm walking down the hallway and I bump into you and I really didn't mean it, it was an accident. What is something that I would say to you? I almost slipped up and said it. Yes, sorry. That's what it is. Sorry. Yep. All y'all are correct, by the way. Regret, seek forgiveness. Yes, you seek forgiveness, right? You seek forgiveness. One of the things that you might do is you say you're sorry or you apologized. So think of it like this. When the Lord repented that he made man, it was to the point, I think he was sorry. I shouldn't have did this. This was a mistake. I shouldn't have did this. That's how the Lord felt at that time. That's deep. All right. All of you are correct, by the way. All of you are correct. The water for the participation, y'all. So what I'm trying to get to is, because now we're getting into Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, this is yet another time where there is sin going on, and it's what? It's been cried out to the Most High, meaning what? The Lord knows. The Lord knows, like, hey, there's something funky going on in this city, in these cities, right? I don't like that. I'm gonna go investigate, and then I'm gonna go judge accordingly. That is no different than what is happening today, right? You want to know, like, I talk about it every single time, but there's so much genocide that's going on nowadays. It's ridiculous, right? I'm losing count. I think my brain is like, it's like overstimulated with all the information. Every single day I'm finding out, oh, they're doing this in this country. They trying to rip up oil from that country. They, getting other people from this country to mine diamonds and put them in chattel slavery. They trying to take the Haitians' land. They gentrifying Puerto Rico. I just found out there's something going on in Venezuela. It just keeps going, right? There's wickedness in the earth, right? Right now. And it's been going on for a little too long. You don't think the Most High going to get tired of it? You don't think the Most High is not going to judge accordingly? You don't think he hasn't been judging accordingly? Why do you think, for white Americans, right, their population is going down? You want to know why? The Lord tired of them. He tired, right? All these heathens running this world is in shambles. Everybody's suffering, both us and them. So something got to change, right? So this is why we urge you to come into the school, because look, the world is changing. You don't know what can happen tomorrow at this point. We can go to war tomorrow. Actually, I take that back. We're already in war, realistically. Y'all just don't see it. We're under this like veil in America. We kind of like in our own world and we don't see it. We've been at war. Black Americans, we've been at war. Caribbeans, we've been at war. Hispanics, y'all been at war. Y'all understand? Y'all been at war right here in this land. We got our own battles, right? That's why we speak out against brothers and sisters who want to support the Palestinians, right? Now, disclaimer: what's happening to them is horrible, right? What's happening in the Congo, right? There's a slave trade going on in the Congo. That's Hamite territory. We're not Hamites, but I mean, it does suck. I don't enjoy seeing people, men, women, and children being beaten, treated horribly, treated inhumanely. But at the same time, I can't worry about them. We can't worry about them. We got enough problems here. We fight our own battles. I can't give my support to another nation that ain't even mine when I got my nation right here suffering. You got to learn to love your people first. You understand? All right, so we're going to continue, right? We finished at verse 23, so the next 7 verses in the Hebrew. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, verse 30. Okay, so I'm going to go to verse 30. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 18. No, sorry, verse 24. Make sure I got that. Actually, yeah. Okay, 24. Back in front. Give me 1 second. I lost my place for a second. Okay, here we go. Ala'ah Ya'ash Ka Bashamayim Taza Ba'am Ka Tha Ya'an Ha'ayar Ka Ka'ab Thata Pa'a Yala'a Thasha'a La Qua'am La'ai Kamashayam Hataza Da Yapa'am Ashar Kapar Ka'am All La'a La'an Ma'ai Sha'af Ka'ad Ba'ar Katza'a Laha Mara'af Tazada Ya'am Aim Rashai Yahweh Bataza Da Ya'am Ka'ar Sha'ai Ka'ar La'an Hashapa'an
Ka'al, Harai, La'a, Ya'ai, Sha'a, Mashapat, Ya'ai, Yahweh, let's see, Amataza'a, Amataza, Batada'am, Ka'am, Shayam, Tazadaya, Ka'am, Katha'an, Ha'ai, Ya'an Sha'athaya, Labal, Ma'ab, Ka'ai, Bara'am, Ya'ai, Abraham, Ya'ai, Ba'ar, Hanya, Na'a, Alatha'a, La Da'an, all, let's see, Adunya, Ya'ai, Na'am, Par, Yapa'ar, so Yapa'ar, Ayla, Yata Ra'a, Kamayasha'am, Katazada Para'am, Kamash, Hatha Shakayath, Sha'am, Ath, Ka'al, Ha'ayar, Yaba'ar, La'a, Hasha Kaya'am, Mataza, Sha'am, Abraham, Yakasha'a, Yata'a, Ail, Ladabar, Slakia, Aya, Ala'a, Ma'ar, Ala'ai, Yamataza'an, Sham, Abraham, Yala, Slakia, Wayamar, La'a, Aisha'a, Ka'aish, Sha'a, Ha'abara'am, Yaba'ar, all, Na'am, Yaka'ar, Ladunya, Ya'amara, Aila'a, Yamataza, Sham, Shala Shayam, Iobar, La'a, Aisha, Amataza, Sha'am, Shala Shawam. All right, so now we're going to go to Genesis chapter 18, verse 24. Pre-adventure there 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? So this is Abraham trying to bargain with the Most High. Verse 25. That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked, that be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? So he's pretty much bargaining with the Most High, saying, okay, if there's wickedness going on in the earth, right? Or it's like not in the earth. Well, it is the earth, but Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Should the righteous perish with the wicked? Now, this is key because this is why we urge you so much. You should be righteous. We understand that there's horrible things going on every single day, right? There's evil all around us. If somebody jumps off a bridge tomorrow, are you going to go jump off the bridge with them? And it sounds crazy, right? Of course I wouldn't jump off the bridge. Why would I do that? Okay. Well, if all your friends do drugs, are you going to do drugs with them? You got to apply with that. For sisters, all your friends are out there sleeping with all these different men, right? Are you going to join with them because it's the cool thing to do? Or what is it? Being a little bi-curious. They're doing it, so you should do it too, right? That's the mentality for all the brothers out there. oh, you going out there and you find out that a lot of your friends are out there buying women. You gonna do it too? You feel like it's wrong, but everybody else is doing it. So, oh, this dude, he decides to sleep with a whole bunch of heathen women and they look good. Should you do it too? You get my point? Don't do what everybody else is doing. Y'all heard this before, right? But sadly, we got to keep implementing that because I think it's a very overlooked detail. Because sadly, a lot of us, we want to fit in so bad. We want to fit in and we want to be liked. I will give you a little bit of words of wisdom, right? Once upon a time, I wanted to be liked. I think we were all there at one point, right? You're growing up, middle school, high school, you got a friend group. You want to be liked. You want to be popular. You want to do this, that, right? Well, I learned a long time ago that it is a lot better to be respected than it is to be liked. Because not everybody going to like you. It's just the cruel fact of life. Not everybody going to like you, right? A lot of people didn't like your house shot. Yeah, 12 disciples, 12. 12. That's it. Over the whole earth, 12. And Yahushua is the most righteous man that has ever lived. He only had 12 followers. Right? Yahushua wasn't popular, but he was respected, though. He checked people. People didn't even want to approach him at times because he was so righteous, right? It's better to be respected. You understand? So, going back to this, Abraham is bringing up a good point. Should the righteous fall with the wicked? You go to that city and you destroyed it. What about all the good people? Let's keep going. Verse 26. And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. Verse 27. Then Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city for the lack of the 5? And he said, if I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it. And he spake unto him yet again and said, peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. So it's going to keep going for a little bit more, right? We'll get into the next 7 verses. But the whole point is this. Abram is pretty much saying like, okay, so if you find 50 people there, then okay, you won't destroy them. Well, what about 45? What about 40? What about 30? Think of it like this. Noah was one of the only righteous men at that time. One. Adam was one of the only ones that have had the knowledge we known unto him. One. Abraham is one of the only righteous men at this time, right? That found favor under the Most High. One. Just one, right? Yahushua was one man, right? I believe it was Elijah, and he challenged 400 false prophets because they served Baal. And they argued that their God is the one true God. And of course, Elijah was like, well, the God of the Israelites is the one true God, right? And he battled them, right? Tested their faith. Put it like this. They failed. He won. Just one man, though. Just one. So put it like this. Your whole city might burn down tomorrow. You don't know. The way the world is going, you got to expect whatever nowadays. I mean, whatever's going to happen. You better hope that you found grace under the Most High, because your neighborhood could get destroyed tomorrow. But you're righteous. You survived. You might drive down the highway and there might be traffic caused by an accident, right? Sadly, multiple people were wounded or unalived. You weren't, though. I still remember there are posts that are made in the Isupk and the Commander Junior Hana, and there's brothers, they got into some bad car accidents, like car totaled. Brother walks away unscathed. Somehow. A miracle, some would say. But we understand it's because that brother had faith in the Most High. He's doing what he's supposed to do, right? So he's protected. So what the Lord, not with the Lord, what Abraham is doing right now is He just keeps lowering the number because it's not about the number. That's the whole point. It's about who is being righteous. He might only find one righteous person there. Hint, hint. And the whole city might burn down. But that one person might make it out alive because that one person was righteous, right? Those who are familiar with this account in the Bible, I feel like you probably already know what I'm talking about, right? We'll be getting into a little bit of that today, right? So with that being said, okay, we're going to continue. So we're going to go verse 31. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to go verse 31 to Genesis chapter 19, verse 5. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 31. Let's see. Waya Amar, Hanya, Na'a, Ayla Latha, Lada Bar, O, Adanya, Ayla, Aitaza Un, let's see, Sha'am, Aisha Waham, let's see, Waya Amar, La'a, Ashakayath, Ka'ai Ba'ar, Ha'aisha Rayam, Ya Waya Ba'ar, O Na'a, Ya Ka'ar, La'a, Danya, Ya, let's see, Ya'ada Kara'a, O Kapaim, hold up, Ha'pa'im, Ayala'a, Yamataza Na'a, Sha'am, say Sham, Aishara, Ya Ma'ar La'a, Ashakayath, Ka'ai Ba'ar, Ha'aishara'a, Ya La'a, Yahweh, Ka'ashar, La'a, Ladabaya, O Abraham, Ya'ai Kara, oh wait, hold on. Abraham, Sha'ab, Yabakwa'ab. Okay, chapter 19. Waya Ba'ar, Shanya, Ayla Kaya'am, Tada Ra'ab, Ka'ai Ra'am, La'a Ya'at, Yashab, Ka'asha'ai, Ar, Tada'am, Ya'a Ra'a, Layat. Oh yeah, Layat. It's like, yeah. Yapara'am, Lakoratha'am, Ya'aishatha'am, Apara'am, Ya'ataza'a, Arataza'a, Ya'awa'ar, Hana, Na'a, Adanya, Ta'a, Ra'a, An, All, Kayath, Ibad, Ba'am, Laman An, Taza'a, Ra'ai, Ragala Ma'am. Let's see. Yasha Ma'an, Yala Tha'an, Yada Kwa'am, Ya Ma'ara, La'a, Hanya, Kara Ya'am, Na'a, La Kwaitaza'ar, Ka'am, Ya'an, Ya Mara'a, La, Ya Mara'a, O Kathaya, Yawa Aish, Laham, Ka Osakia, Mashatha'a, Yataza Ra'ath, Apa'a, Ya'ai, Waya Ba'al, Ya, Tara'am, Yasha Qa'am, Yad Shaira. Let me see. Shaira, Ka'ai, Anasha'am, Tadam, Na Bara'am, Al, Kara'a, Manya'ar, I, Taqwa'a, Ka'al, Ha'aim, Makwataza'a, Na Yara'a, All, La Kwa'am, Ya Waya Mara, La'an, Ayan, Ha'anashaya'am, Ashar, Masha'ar, Alanya, Ha La Yana'an, Hayatazawaya'am, Ala Alanya, Anyar Da'am, Atham. All right, so let's go to Genesis chapter 18, verse 31 to Genesis chapter 19, verse 5. Verse 31, and he said, Behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Preadventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet this but once. Preadventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. And the Lord went his way and was soon, and the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned onto his place. So pretty much what I was explaining before, it wasn't about the number. He kept lowering the number on purpose because he was just pretty much trying to see, like, what the Lord was going to do. Now, the Lord is the Lord. The Lord is always going to make the righteous decision, right? Whether we like it or not. But the whole point was, even if there's one, and you might be that one. I mean, you want to be that one. Whole city burned down, but you're that one, and you make it out. And not just you, right? Don't just think about you. You might have kids, family, children, husband, wife who are attached to you. And just because you're righteous, you might be saving them. Like, this is why I would tell people, right, like when we have Passover or like our cookouts and you got to fly somewhere, don't be afraid to fly. Don't be afraid to fly. I get it's a little scary. I get it, but put it like this. If you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're righteous, that should be the safest plane on the planet. Ain't nothing going to happen to nobody on that plane because you're on it. You're doing what you're supposed to do. Now, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do and you get on that plane, well, I don't know. Lord be with you. I mean, I pray nothing happens, but if you're doing what you're supposed to, you'll be all right. All right. So don't even sweat that type of stuff. So let's keep going. So this is actually going to be chapter 19, Genesis chapter 19, verse 1. And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. So Lot, remember, this is Abraham's nephew. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet. And ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the men from every quarter. Right? So y'all heard of this account, right? I mean, at least I would think you would, right? This is Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah was known to this day as being cities filled with, how can I say this? Alternative lifestyle people. People of the rainbow community. And it's funny, I just made a video because it was Saucy Santana. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar what happened with that brother when he was young. Pretty much what we all think happens. He was passed around at a very young age, I believe from the ages of like 9 to like 16. I'm not too familiar with the age range, but he was a child. And he was essayed by, I believe, his family members. And he kept being passed around, right? So my point is this. No one is born that way. Don't let these people sit here and try to brainwash you into thinking that stuff. That's what America teaches. We know that the truth is you have to be persuaded to be that way, all right? Especially here in the Black and Hispanic community. You have to be persuaded to be that way. Meaning what? Either somebody is teaching you to be that way or they're enabling that behavior, or even worse, you were assaulted at a young age, right? Matter of fact, let's see. Let me see. I know I saved it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, I know I got to hit y'all with statistics. I don't want to get nothing wrong. All right, so this is a study for mental health. This is February 24, 2022. Study finds that LGBTQ people report higher rates of adverse childhood experiences than straight people, worse mental health as adults. And it gives you the percentage. A new study led by researchers at Vanderbilt found that 83% of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and queer individuals reported going through adverse childhood experiences such as sexual and emotional abuse and worse mental health as adults when compared to their heterosexual peers. Meaning what? 83% is very big, all right? 83% of people who identify as such were assaulted emotionally, sexually, physically. They went through something that altered their sexuality and altered their way of thinking. And now you got people like Saucy Santana, right? People always look like, oh, he's so disgusting. He's this, that, and the third. You don't know the story behind it, right? Same thing with like Sexy Red, right? Now, I'll be real with you. I am a certified, like, I can't stand Sexy Red. I can't stand her. But I understand that it's bigger than just her, right? She was raised that way. This is before the fame, before the money. The reason why she's so hypersexual and is so comfortable, you know, just being disgusting, right? I think she has a nail brand. What? No, not a nail brand. What is it? A lip gloss brand. That's what it is. A lip gloss brand that's coming out, or she came out with it, and it's STDs. I kid you not. You can look this up. I think some of the names are gonorrhea, yellow discharge, and coochie juice. I'm not making this up. If you don't believe me, look, you got a phone, look it up right now. I promise you, right? And it's disgusting. I'm like, man, why is like, I'm fed up. A lot of people are too. I think a lot of Black women actually are coming out now and they're fed up with it as well, as you should. But then you start getting into, why is she that way? We always see the after product. We see a brother or a sister that's just destroyed. Oh, this person's a hoe. Oh, this person's a whoremonger. Oh, this person is living an alternative lifestyle. This person believes that they are a man born in a woman's body or something crazy, right? And you really got to ask yourself, like, what made you that way? You weren't born that way. That's what America will tell you, though. They breed mental illness and try to mask it over like that's just the way you are. We're all part of the same cycle. It's like that SpongeBob, like they put the rainbow like that. Like that's what they do, right? Not bringing out the dark truth. And the dark truth is that something happened to you. And guess what? Saucy Santana was assaulted multiple times as a child. Sexy Red, I think it was like the interview she had with like Lil Yachty and like some other dude. This is like years ago. And she admitted that she was sexually assaulted when she was a child. Now look at her, hypersexual. That's all she knows is sex. Her whole brand is sex. That's all she brings. That's all she does, right? Why? That's probably because that's all she thinks of herself. She just thinks that she's holes with legs. And she's proud of it. At least that's what she tells you. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. She probably cries herself to sleep at night. I don't know. Maybe Saucy Santana does too. I don't know. But hey, look, I didn't make up these numbers. 83% of people in that community have admitted to being assaulted. But you want to sit here and tell me and convince me that they were born that way? And if I say anything against it, I'm suffering from a phobia. I'm a bigot. I'm ignorant. Trust me, I'm telling y'all this for a reason because I posted it not that long ago. I actually posted it yesterday. And guess what? The video was taken down for hate speech. There are people in the comments, oh, you're ignorant. It doesn't happen to everybody. When I literally said it doesn't happen to everybody. 83% ain't everybody, but that is the majority, y'all. All right? But it's no different than what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. There was some weirdo activity going on back then. And we're going to read about it. I'm pretty sure y'all are familiar with it. But we're going to read about it, right? If you're not familiar. Let's see. Booty bandits. Yeah, no. You ISIS. Yeah. The money helps mask the pain. Absolutely. Yeah, that's all it is. The money helps mask the pain. But y'all still see it, though, right? Y'all still see it. Money ain't going to hide all your issues. So we're going to keep going. Verse 4. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Now understand what we're reading. These are men, young and old. It didn't say women. It said men, young and old, from all over the city. They saw these two angels come down. You got to understand, these two angels, they didn't look like angels. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like men, right? And they coming down, they scoping out the scene, seeing what's going on. They met Lot bringing them in, being hospitable, being nice. But these men, they saw them and said, who is that? I want to get to know him. Oh, he went over to Lot's house? Hey, y'all, come on. Imagine you chilling with your family and a whole bunch of those type of people come surrounding your house. I'm not talking about 3 or 4 people. I'm talking about there is a crowd and they are surrounding your house and they're there for one reason and one reason only, to be a booty bandit. That's what they're there for. All right. I know it sounds kind of silly, but that's scary. Like, really think about that. You're sitting down, having breakfast, whatever, lunch, with your wife, for sisters, your husband, kids probably playing. I don't know, just enjoying. And these men are aggressively trying to get into your home. And they're trying to get to know your guest. And by know, I ain't talking about they want to have a chat. We talked about this in the Bible. When a man knows a woman, what does he do? He has sex with her. They want to have sex with those men. That's what they want to do, right? And they're not trying to ask for permission. I pray you understand, right? So let's see. That's it for let me finish here. Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. What I just said, pretty much, right? Give me 1 second. Just gotta look for something real quick. All right, so we're gonna go Genesis chapter 19, verse 6. Verse 6. All right, 6 to 13. Book of Genesis, chapter 19, and verse 6 to verse 13. Let's gotta find my place. There we go. Let's see. Wayataza'a Alaham Salakia. La'at Layats Hapathayam Yala'ath Tagar Atha Akaya Ya Ba'ar O Na'a Akaya Thara'ai Hanya Na'a Laya Shataya Banyaf Ashar La'a Yadai Ayash Ataza Ya'a Na'a Atha Ya'am Ala Yaba'am Alahayim Salakia Alahayim Ya'ai Sha'ar La'an Kata'ab Ka'ai Na Ya'ab Da'ak Ra'ak La'a Nash Ya'ash Alaya or Tha'ai Shaya Daba'ai Kaya I'll Ka'az Salakia Kaya Kataza'o Pathaya Yanamara'a Ga'ash Alaya'an Wainaya Ma'a Atha'a Ka'a Lagayan Waya Shapa'an Shapat Shapat I Tha'a Na Ra'ai La'an Amar La Ma'ataza Ka'a Ola Baya'ash Ka La'am. Let's see. Maya'ash Ath Ya'a Waya Ma'ar Ath La'at Alahayim Aya Ma'a Ya'ath Alahat Al'u Hada La'ath Hadalath Tagara or Tagar. Let's see. Ya'af Had Da Shama'a Ishar. It's like an Ashar. Pathak Ha'af Ha Ka'at Kanya Alaham Makwa'at Aida Pada'o Yala'a La Taza'a Ka Hapathak Wayamar Ha Na Ya'asha O La'ai O La'at Aid Ma'a La'un Pa'ath Ha Ka'ath Yana'a Yabanya Na'a Abo Ashar La'an Ka'ai Ya'ash Hataza'a Ma'az Hamakwayam Ra'ai Masha Kathayam Anya Ma'a Ath Ha Ma'am Hata'az Ka'o Gedalia. What's a Gedalia? Taza'ai Pa'ath Ath Panya Yahweh Wayala Ath Yahweh Lasha Kath'a. All right, that's it for that. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse. Give me 1 second. Verse 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him. So this is after these, men try to take those men. But, this is Lot's house. Lot wasn't about to stand for that. So he shut the door after him, meaning that he went outside and he closed the door because he wanted to confront these men. And he said in verse 7, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not do so wickedly. Behold now, I have 2 daughters which have not known man, meaning these were virgins. Like they'd never known man. They'd never been with a man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. Now, okay, Lot was trying to save these men. Okay, I'll say this much. I'm not endorsing what Lot did. I don't think it was the wisest thing to do right there, to offer up your daughters to these disgusting, filthy men. First of all, they didn't even want a woman. Second of all, let's say even if they did want them, those men, you gotta think there's a crowd of them out there. And you're sending your 2 daughters out there. Yeah, they're not trying to make them their wives. No, they trying to, I can't say what it is for community guideline purposes, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? In his heart, though, he was trying to save the men there, right? But this wasn't, in my opinion, I would not do this. That's just me, though. I wouldn't do this. But this is what Lot did at that time. Verse 9, and they said, stand back. So they're telling him pretty much, we don't want women, like I just said. We don't want your daughters. Stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now we will deal worse with thee than with them. Meaning what? Now they're upset because they want these men badly. Now Lot came in and he confronted them, and he's like, you can't have them. So now what they're saying is, okay, since you won't give us those men, now we're going to deal with you, meaning we're going to take you and we're going to do you even worse than what we were going to do to those men. You see the nature behind this? This is a demon, all right? This is the wickedness that was going on that the Lord did not like. This is why you can't trust somebody who is a part of that lifestyle or help endorses that lifestyle or promotes it, but then turn around and say that they believe in God. No, you don't. God is against that. If you say you believe in God, that means that you believe in what the Most High believes in. And the Most High does not believe in man being with man, woman being with woman, man being with child, for you pedos out there, woman being with child, for you other pedos out there, for child being with child, with man being with beast, with woman being with beast. And I know it sounds crazy. It should sound crazy. I hope it does, because y'all heard of them stories, and y'all heard of them stories where there are, I'm going to say, white women. All I'm going to say is they got a dog. They got a dog. I'm going to just leave it at that. Do with that what you will. All I'm going to say is, look, rules are written down for a reason. We actually just talked about this at my job. And I'm reading like certain instructions, and I'm kind of like, why was this written here? Like, this is stupid. Like, why would you do this? And my instructor is looking at me like, look, it was written there for a reason, man. That means somebody did it. So when you go through the book of Leviticus and you're reading all the dietary laws, and it says, we can't eat shellfish. It's because we were eating shellfish. Oh, you can't sit here and lie with your, let's say you have you can't lie with your, how do I word this? Let's say you have a father and he has a wife, but that wife is not your mother. That's your stepmother. That's the word I'm looking for. That's your stepmother. The Bible is telling you can't lay with her. You want to know why? Because somebody did that. You can't sleep with your sister. Somebody did that. That's why it's written. You can't sleep with a dog or a horse or a cow or a turtle or an alligator. You want to know why? Because some weirdo out there was doing it and still is. You get my point? These laws were written for a reason because somebody was being nasty. We're reading it right now. These people nasty. That's why the book of Leviticus was written like, nah, don't do that stuff. Man should not be with man. All right? Now, if you believe in God, you'll believe in that. Now, if you don't believe in that, well, hey, that's on you, you know? That's you. You can stay way over there, away from me, please. But don't say you believe in God and that's the type of lifestyle that you're trying to promote or you're getting involved in because you don't believe in God. Because if you believe in God, I'll tell you right now, if it wasn't for the grace of the Lord, you'd be dead right now. That's not coming from me. All right? So, 1 second. Okay, let's finish up verse 9. This one fellow came into sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came here to break the door. So now they're trying to break the door. You understand? Verse 10, but the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door. So now the angels are like, okay, that's enough. Grab Lot, pull them in, right? Save them from these nasty individuals. Verse 11. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. Now, little quick detail, right? They smote them with blindness so that, they couldn't find the door. You want to know why? Think of it like this. They smote them with blindness so they couldn't find the door. That implies that they were still trying to find the door. I pray you understand what I'm trying to put out. That is the nature. They wanted to violate these men so bad that even when they're blind, they're still like trying to find the doorknob and get to the windows and break the door down while blind. If that ain't a demon, I don't know what is. All right, let's keep going. Verse 12. And the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law and thy sons and thy daughters and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. Now, you know what these angels are here for. These angels, another word for angel in the Hebrew is messenger. What is it? I believe it's malak. Malak means king in the Bible. Malak also means angel. It also means messenger, right? These men were messengers. Came down and they're trying to scope out the city. Remember what Abraham was bargaining for, right? Now it's all coming together. Why did Abraham want to do that? Because obviously there's somebody there in that city that he cares about. It's Lot. He was trying to save Lot and anybody else who was deemed righteous. That's why he was doing that. I hope it all just comes together now, right? So now we're going to read the next 7 verses in the Hebrew. Let's see. Okay. So we're going to read 14 to 20. Book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 14. Waya taza'a la'at, waya ba'ar all ka thaynaya'a la pawa'a kanya ya para Yaba'ar, Kwama'ar, Taza'a, Ath, or At, Ha, Kwaya'am, Hazah, Kaya, Masha Ka Ya'ath, Yahweh, Ath, Wa'ayar, Wayahawa, Waya'aya, Bamataza Kwa'ak, Ka'ai, Ya'an, Katha Naya'a Yaba'am Asha Ra'am I La'a Yataza Ya I Taza'a Ya La'a Ma'am Ka La'am La Ma'ar Kwa Kwa'am Ath Yasha Tha'am Ya'ath Sha Thaya Kwana'a Yana'a, Taza'a, Taza'ath, Pa'a, Kata, Pa'a, Ka'ai, Yaha, Yaza'a, Yama'a, Ma'a, Ya, Waya, Ta'am, Ha, Nashayam, Kada'am, Ha, Wayaba'am, Ashatha, Yama Ra'ad, Shathaya, Banya Tha'a, Kana Ba'al La'af, Yahweh, I La'an, Wayataza Tha'a, Kana'ach, Ma Kana'ai, La'ai Ya, La'ai Yar, Wayahaya, Ba Taza Na'ai, Atham, Ka Na'ai Taza'a, Waya Ba'ar, Hamalat, I'll Na Pasha'a, or Kanya'at, Akara'a, Ya'o, Tha'ai, Ma'o, Tha'ai Ma'ad, Kabo, Kana, Kara'a, Kala'at, Pa'at, Thata Pa'at, Wayabar, Waya'abar La'at, Waya'abar La'at Allahayim, or Na'a, I, Osakya, Adunya, Hanya, Na'a, Mataza'a, Iborada'a, Ka'at, Ka'ai La Kwamna'a, Kata'a Da'a, Ashar, Ya, Aisha Ya'ath, Ibad, Laka Naya'ath, Ath, Napashya, Yana'a, La'o, Iba'o, La'a, Bala'at, Hahara, Pa'at, Thadanya, Hama'at, Yatha'an, Hanya, Na'a, Haya'ar, Haya'ath, Raba'a, Lanya, Lamawat, Shama, Wayahawa, Mataza'ayar, Amala'at, Shama, Ala'a, Mataza'ayar, Hala'a, Ya'tha'a, Napashya. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 14. It's like it. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, and you get out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. So remember earlier, I said you should be the one, right? Adam was the one. Noah was the one. Abraham was the one. And now here again, now there's Lot. You're going to see this trend quite a bit in the Bible. Lot, again, is someone who was righteous within that city. And the angels, the messengers told him, hey, whoever else was a part of your family, get them up out of here as well. This is why it's important for you to be righteous, because it's not just about you. You could save your son, your wife, your mother, your sister, your father, a friend even, because you're doing the right thing. You should always want to do the right thing. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing, right? We all heard that as a child. So now he's telling his sons-in-laws, hey, we got to get up out of this place. This place is about to be destroyed. And guess what happened? He was mocked. He was mocked, right? Same way Noah was mocked. I'm pretty sure Adam was mocked. It doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure he was. Abraham, I'm pretty sure they looked at him crazy. Christ, I know for sure they looked at him crazy, right? Those 400 false prophets, they mocked Elijah. You get my point? Still did the right thing, though. He's trying to save them. He looks crazy. I'm telling you this because you're going to look crazy. When you're so-called Black, Latino, or Native, and you're going around saying that we are God's chosen people, we are the true biblical Israelites. The Jews that you see in Israel, those are the fake ones. The ones that you see over here, those guys are fake. We are the real ones. Even though we were enslaved in Africa and we were enslaved in the Americas, and they say that natives came from Asia and they crossed, like all types of stuff, right? You're going to say all this stuff and people are going to look at you like you are a freaking moron. They're going to look at you and be like, yeah, this dude is cracked. This woman has lost her damn mind. And it might come from people who you used to be friends with. It might come from people that were your family members. It might come from people, look, sis, you might have had a man out in the world before you got in this truth. Now, and I know it sounds crazy. It's more common for a man, but it has been shown that sometimes it's a woman. Now she, you following God the right way, right? And then the dude who you was with don't want you no more. He probably wanted a whore, and now you're not that no more, and now he don't want you no more. For brothers, I think it's a little bit more common. You got a woman in the world. Now you coming in here and, you saying all this stuff, and now she's hearing, oh, you could have multiple wives. What? No, we ain't doing that. Oh, you can't celebrate holidays no more. What you mean no more birthdays? What you mean we can't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster? I love going to the seafood boil. What do you mean? You're changing now, right? And now she don't like you no more. She leaves you, cheats on you, goes sleeps with another man, right? That's what happens. Sometimes that happens, and it hurts. I get it. We're all human. It hurts, right? It probably hurt Lot to sit there and tell his sons-in-law, the men who he gave his daughters to, family, and tell he's trying to save their life. And they mocked him. That's what we do. As priests and officers in the Isupk and Commander General Yohana, it is our duty to be messengers. I'm not out here saying anything that I want to say. I mean, I do want to say it, but the things that I want to say are in the Bible. Commander General Yohana is not telling you anything that's not in the Bible. General Mahiman, General Hazayan, all these men in the truth are saying things. We're messengers of the Bible. And guess what? We get mocked. We get made fun of. It's one thing when it comes from heathens, but sometimes it might come from your own people. When we say that the Europeans are the devil that the Bible speaks of, you'll be shocked. For the sisters who, I know y'all not at camp, so y'all might not see this stuff. You will be shocked to see how many black folk will come to a white person's defense when we say that. I think not that long ago, what was it, in Vegas we had camp, and some brother, he felt like he could do something, and we just asked him a simple question. Do you love black people? Actually, no, it was, do you love white people? It was, yes, he loves white people. Then it turned into, well, do you love black people? You know what people say? Well, I love everybody. They go around the question. You couldn't, as a black man, you couldn't just say, I love black people. No, it was, I love everybody. It's in you, right? You hate what we preach. Yeah, we're trying to save your life. That's just going to be the nature of the game, Akim. For any brothers who are troopers or young officers in the school, you're going to have to go through that. I'm just letting you know right now, it ain't easy being in the truth, right? But you got to do it. Somebody got to do it. Because if we don't do it, the things that you're seeing today, they're just going to continue to get worse. They're already devising all these other plans. I mean, like, they got this election going on. I don't watch none of that stuff because it really don't do nothing for our people anyway. But now, you got Chameleon Harris. She was an Indian woman. Now all of a sudden she's black out of nowhere. Whatever. Even if she was black, I still wouldn't be impressed because she's married to a white man. All right. Got is mothering his white children. Right. But now black women all over the country, y'all love her. Right. And for some reason, a lot of black and Latino men, which still baffles me, y'all love Donald Trump. I don't understand why, when he's openly been racist, especially to Latinos. He's been real racist to y'all, but y'all love him? What? I don't know. I'm baffled, right? My point is the world ain't getting no better, so you got to be better because it starts with you. And I know we're small compared to the rest of the world, and sometimes you may feel like what you're doing isn't going to make a difference. Oh, trust me, it does. You'd be surprised how many lives you unknowingly saved just by you being righteous. I pray you understand. We're going to keep going, right? Verse 15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters. The Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city. So here it is, Lot being righteous. It wasn't just Lot that was saved. It was his family, his wife and his 2 daughters that still lived with him, right? And it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad that he said, Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee. There's a key. There's a reason why I'm saying that. Look not behind thee. Therefore, Asakya, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me, and I die. Behold now, the city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Meaning, let me go over there, not into the mountains, because if I go over there, me and my family are going to die. Can I go over there? Right? Is it not a little one, and my soul shall live? And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for which thou hast spoken. Meaning, I'm not going to touch over there. If you flee to that city, you're good. You're good. You're protected, right? Now, again, Lot is saved. His family is saved. Well, his immediate family, his wife and his two daughters, right? But he tried to save everybody. He tried, right? They ain't want to listen. They're going to be consumed by that city. You understand? And the reason why I'm saying that is because some of y'all, look, I'm going to be real with you. Some people come and go in this truth. I'm just going to be honest with you. Some people come into the truth and we say, you're here for a season. You're here for a time, right? Then there's brothers and sisters who stay here, right? Because they really believe in this truth. Some of y'all are here. I don't know how long you're going to be here. I don't know. All right. You might be in here for alternative reasons. I pray you not, because you will be found out. And I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't going to kick you out. I don't have the authority to do that. That ain't my task to do. My task is to just teach you the truth. Now, what you do with that is what you do with that. But if you are here for any other reason other than to serve the Most High God, we ain't got to take you out. You'll take yourself out. You'll find something wrong. You won't like something, and you'll disagree with something, and you'll leave, and you're probably going to want to start your own fake Israelite group, which is eventually going to break off into another Israelite group, and then so on, and then so on. There's a reason why I'm saying that is because it keeps happening, right? There's a faction of a faction of a faction. I don't know how many fake Israelite groups there are now. All I know is that the Isupk and the Commander Johnny Hana is the home of the truth. It started here. All you other guys who left, you left for your own feminine personal reasons. IUIC, GMS, all them people, you all have your alternative reasons, right? But Lot had faith. Lot followed the Most High, and he trusted what the Lord was doing, right? And he showed his true nature, and he was righteous. While the other men wanted to take the men and do unspeakable things, guess what? Lot was righteous. He invited them in, gave them a place to stay, a place to rest their heads, some food, some hospitality, the works. Well, they found favor in him. The Most High found favor in him, and he was saved. Now, there was something that was said. Key thing. It says, look not behind thee. I'm going to explain the significance of that once we finish up, right? Let's see. Oh, Shalom on Christ. Got preaching officer not designing there, right? So for the sake of time, I'm going to speed this up a little bit, right? We're just going to continue reading Salakia, verse 32. So we're at verse 22 right now. So it says, verse 22, haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou, anything till thou become thither. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zor. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zor. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. Meaning what? Meteor shower. Meteor showers are real, y'all. Yeah, we probably never seen one. I mean, I pray you never see one coming at you. I mean, the Lord was definitely angry with you. That's crazy. But my point being is, the Lord did exactly what he said he was going to do. There was somebody that was righteous in there. Lot and his family, right? They were saved. They were spared. That doesn't mean that judgment still ain't about to rain down, though. And it was destroyed, burned to a crisp because of the unspeakable things that were going on in that city. All right? The things that go on today, things that happen aforetime were meant for our learning. I've heard this before, right? If God was displeased with wickedness in the times of Noah, and God was displeased with the wickedness in the times of Abraham and Lot, matter of fact, God was displeased with the wickedness in the times of Adam and Eve. Time and time again, when there is too much wickedness going on in the world, what does the Most High do? He destroys it. It's like a virus. If you don't kill off the virus, it's going to spread. You understand? We talk about, like, Christians make it to where God is just all loving. Love, 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 love. God don't hate nothing. God loves you. God loves everything about you. When you eat crab, God loves you. When you murder other people, God loves you. When you get abortions, God loves you. When you cheat on your man, God loves you. When you abuse women, God loves you. No. God is a masculine spirit. All right? This is why the Lord deals with men. And we as men, right, when we're raised correctly, we understand that there's just certain things you got to put your feelings to the side for. And it might come off harsh to other people, right? I'm saying this specifically for sisters to understand. If you already have a man, or, Lord allow you do have a man in the future, your man, he might make some decisions that may seem a little harsh, right? Might frazzle you a little bit. You might think, oh, he's being mean. He ain't being mean, sis. I hope he ain't being mean. No, he's being stern. All right. He's putting his foot down on certain things. This is why fathers are needed in the household, because y'all have all seen it before. In statistics, hey, look, I'm a fan. Those who have been watching my classes long enough, I am a fan of statistics. And statistics have shown that children often come out more, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to say better. They come out a little better when they have a two-parent household. And sometimes, I actually didn't know this, sometimes when it's a single father. Now, when it's a single mother, now don't get it twisted, a man and a woman is needed in that household. I'm not trying to discredit women. What I am telling you is this: too often has it been portrayed to be kind of like a badge of honor to be a single mother nowadays. We used to frown on that when I was a kid, all right? I graduated high school a little over 10 years ago. And I still remember, like, nobody wanted to be a single baby mama. Now it's like, that's like the new thing to do. I don't need no man. I could do it all by myself. But then you find out, that little boy that you're raising, he needs a father. He needs his father. He needs a masculine role model to put his behind in check, because you know what's going to happen? That little boy, he going to love you. Don't get me wrong. That little boy, he going to grow up. He going to be 14, 15, 16 years old. There's going to be a time where, I'm just keeping it real with you, he's going to get bigger than you. He's going to be stronger than you. And he might not say it, but subconsciously in his mind, he knows, like, man, I can get away with this with mom. I'm gonna stay out a little longer. Mom ain't gonna do nothing, And you could yell at him, scream at him, do whatever, right? But he's still gonna want to do what he wants to do, right? He thinks he's a man now, right? Yeah, that's when a man's supposed to come in and check his behind and let him know, like, nah, you're not about to get over on your mama. You're not about to do whatever you think you want to do. Not in this house. Same way that the Most High is. When we get out of line, what does the Most High do? Chastise us. Why do you think we're at where we're at now? Why do we were supposed to be what you know as today, Israel. We're supposed to be over there, right? Living a good life with our king. That's what was supposed to happen. But we messed up. We didn't want to listen. We chose to do what we wanted to do. We wanted to do what the heathens were wanting to do. And like a good father, he chastised us. We don't like it. I know it sounds cruel. You look around, you're like, man, this is the condition we got to be in. Yeah. Sadly, we got to learn. Remember, Israel, we stiff-necked or hard-headed. Y'all heard that term before. So we got to learn, right? We have to learn. We have to understand that, look, we gotta get it together, y'all. We got to get it together. All right. That's what the Most High requires of us. Let me see. Yep. Hey, look, I'm just trying to tell y'all, man. Right. But let's see. We're going to keep going. Let's see. Okay. So we read 24. Let's finish this up. And let's see. Verse 25. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. Now, this is details, right? Verse 26. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. What? Okay, let's see if y'all been paying attention. What did the angels tell Lot before he left the city? I kind of just gave you the answer. See if y'all paying attention. What did he tell them not to do? Don't look back. Most High in Christ. Just don't look back. Think about it. Your house is on fire, right? Your house is on fire, and the firemen are there to rescue you. Now they're trying to guide you up out of that burning building, and all they're telling you is, just don't go back. Don't go back for your phone. I get it. Like, yeah, we can't live without our phones. I get it. All right, Your child, they left their favorite toy. Oh, it's okay. Just come out. Whatever you do, just don't look back. Keep coming forward, right? What could happen if you decide, oh no, I left my family heirloom in the living room. The whole place is burning, and you decide to go back. What's going to happen to you? For time's sake, you're probably going to die. All right? The building is probably going to collapse on you because it's burning, and you die because you forgot your favorite necklace. Since you can get new necklaces. Slack you can get a new necklace. You can get some new earrings. All right, I get it. You and your husband took some pictures, and y'all can take some new ones. All right, look, it's replaceable. All right. Just keep going forward. But Lot's wife looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. I got hiccups. A pillar of salt is pretty much a rock. It's a rock. That's all. That's all really a rock. Salt is. It's just like small little rocks. That's all it really is, right? I'm gonna put it to you like this. She looked back and became a pillar of salt. Now, it wasn't like Medusa, in Greek mythology, where she looks at you and you just turn to stone. No, what happened was she looked back and she probably got caught up in that blast and it engulfed her. right? It's probably what happened. Now, details, right? She was told not to look back at Sodom and Gomorrah. Why do you think she looked back? I wanna know what y'all think. And anybody is free to answer. All right. Why do you think Lot's wife looked back? Does anybody know why she looked back? Okay, let's see. Sister said, looked back because that's where, let me see. All right, there we go. Looked back because that's where she grew up. She lived, okay, she became accustomed to that place. You know what? I'll take it. Get some water. Jeez. So she looked back. Okay, see now, there we go. Probably didn't see anything wrong with the city. That's the one I was looking for. She didn't see anything wrong with the city. She looked back. I'm going to give it to you like this. She looked back because she liked that city. Ooh, she liked that city. Something about that city she could not let go, right? And we're talking about a city where a group of men, not a group, Salakia, a mob of men swarmed her household. And at first was not going to just violate her guests. They were going to violate her husband. But despite that, despite being in that city, it doesn't say what Lot's wife was doing. I don't know what she was doing. But something about that city she liked. She missed it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't miss a city like that. If I was in that position and I got my wife with me, whoever's with me at that time, and you tell me, hey, there's missiles going to come here and destroy everything. You have 15 minutes to leave this area. Do you not understand how fast I'm going to get in my car with my wife and leave? It's okay. Look, I know we got some stuff in that house. I know we got some stuff over there. You know, it's okay. We can get new clothes. We can get new shoes. I know it sucks. We can rebuild though. It could take some time, but we'll rebuild. What I don't want to rebuild, I don't want to sit here and lose my wife. All right. I don't want to lose my wife. I don't want to lose my life. So if you telling me don't look back, I ain't about to look back. I'm gone. That's the mentality you should have. But imagine if I did look back, though. That's why I was bringing up that analogy. It's a burning house. The house is on fire. You got to hurry up and get out. Oh, I forgot my ring, though. Oh, I forgot my Xbox. Oh, babe, give me my PlayStation real quick. How stupid you look. Over here, I tell my wife to go get my gaming console, and then boom, now she died. Because I done made her do something dumb. Or I just couldn't leave without my phone. An electronic that's replaceable. But I need my phone. Hey, look, I should have grabbed my phone as soon as I could. It's too far now. Hey, look, I'll use somebody else's phone. I'll do that. It's not worth it. That's my whole point. She looked back because there was something about that city that she liked. Something that city was okay in her eyes. That alternative lifestyle and sexual assault, she was okay with that. And she had to be. I know that's a wild statement, right? She had to be okay with it because she looked back. She just had to follow one direction. And you'll see that a lot too, right? It's like with Moses. Moses was told to what? Speak to the rock when him and Aaron were getting us up out of when him and Aaron were getting us up out of Egypt, right? So all he had to do was just speak to the rock because, you know, we hard-headed. You know, we're used to being in captivity. We like being in captivity, right? So, now we got these two men who are guiding us up out of captivity, and they're talking about this God. We so ignorant. We're like, where this God at? We wanted something tangible. Aaron is over here making a golden calf over jewels that we got. Now we over here rubbing the calf and stuff like it's a genie lamp, worshiping the calf. What the calf do? Nothing. You seen him make it out of your necklace. I got a watch right now. You took my watch and made a gold calf out of it. Now I worship the gold calf watch. I look stupid, right? Moses was told, just speak to the rock, right? That's all you got to do. You did everything else. Just speak to the rock. Moses, he got tired of us running our mouth. And sadly, what he do? He struck the rock. So guess what happened? We didn't give praise to the Most High. We gave praise to who? Moses. That's not what was supposed to happen. And I know that's not what Moses intended, but he was punished for that, right? Same way Lot's wife was punished because she just couldn't follow directions. Details, right? Details. If I ask you, can you pick me up that blue crayon? Just give me the blue crayon. Don't give me the red one. Don't give me the blue and the green one. Just give me the one that I asked for, right? There's a reason why. You'd be surprised. Somebody's probably telling you to do something a certain way. It's probably to save your life. Sis, when your husband is getting on you or he might, tell you to do something a certain way, you might not see eye to eye with him. I get it. He's a man, you a woman. Y'all already think differently anyway. But maybe, just hear me out, maybe he's doing that because he's trying to help you. Maybe he doesn't want you doing, I cannot talk right now, doing certain things because he's trying to save your life. That's why we tell our women, cover up when you go outside. I get it. A lot of women will argue against that and think, well, why should I have to sit here and dress a certain way? But y'all not going to say anything to the sexual fanatics out there who are going to try to approach me just because I'm dressing a little loose or whatever. I'm going to make this very clear. I'm trying to explain this as best as I can. In no way, shape, or form are we condoning the behaviors of any man, or sometimes you even got to say woman nowadays, who might try to violate you based off how you dressed. However, we do know the reality of it. And the reality of it is this. There are freaks out there. All kinds of freaks. We don't know. And they come in all different shapes, sizes, colors, gender, whatever. There's some freaks out there. So when you're not around us, we got to make sure that you're not giving off the impression. Imagery is everything. We want to make sure that you don't give off the appearance that you're easy, right? Because the likelihood of a man, or even sometimes a woman nowadays, trying to approach you or feeling like they can try you is going to be a lot higher based off your appearance. If you walking out with your salaki, your boobs out, I can see your whole cleavage. You don't even, your underwear, like you can see everything. You get my point? Odds are some man is going to look at you and think, oh, she easy. Oh, I'm going to go try her. He'll go to a woman like that before he goes to a woman who's dressed a little bit more modest. He feel like he has a lot more access to that type of woman. Now, you might be fully clothed and a man still might try you. I understand, right? It's not fair. But guess what? Life ain't fair. He's telling you that to protect you. He might tell you don't hang out with these people because he sees what they're on. He don't want you around that because he's concerned about you. He's telling you that for a reason, details, and you might not understand it. Some things might not make sense. Like, why is he telling me that? Like, I get it. Same thing with kids. You think about it. Kids, they don't want to listen to you. Why can't I eat ice cream all day? Because you're gonna get sick. You're gonna get fat. Like, I don't know. Like something's gonna happen to you, right? No, don't eat ice cream all day. I have ice cream like every other day, maybe for dessert or something. But eat your vegetables. Eat your rice. Eat your proteins. Do that so you can have a healthy lifestyle. Details, instructions. And that was an instruction that was given to Lot's wife, and she did not follow that instruction, and it cost her life. Pray you understand, right? Yep, most high in Christ. So we about to lock it. So for sake of time, I'm gonna close up the class, right? All right, so we're at verse 26. It's like, y'all, I go off of my tangents sometimes. Let's see, we're gonna end at 1 second. 32. Okay. So we're gonna continue reading to 32. Verse 27, and Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. And Lot went up out of Zor and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zor, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, our father is old. Okay, so I'm just warning you right now, these last 2 verses are going to get a little weird. Just letting you know. So Lot is in a cave. It's him and his 2 daughters. His wife is sadly no longer here. The firstborn said unto the younger, our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of the earth, of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. Yeah, that's exactly what you think it is. We'll get more into that next week. Yeah. To put it lightly, there's about to be incest going on. This is not okay. Remember how I said earlier, there are laws written for a reason because somebody did it. You know, you're not supposed to sleep with your sister. You're not supposed to sleep with your dad or your mother. Yeah, because of stuff like this. At this time, I don't know how his daughters felt like they are never going to get a man now because, you know, where they grew up was destroyed. And now their father no longer has a wife. So they, in their mind, it's like, you know what? We need to bear seed. We need to prolong our father's lineage. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our dad drunk out his mind, and then we're going to sleep with him. No. Now, I'll get into it later on next class, but that's how Moab and Ammon actually came about. And Moab and Ammon, for those of y'all who don't know, that would be your, okay, I'm going to say Asians, but there's different types of Asians. Like East Asians don't look like the Asians that you think of, like Chinese, Japanese, Mongoloid. I'll say that, a Mongoloid. They have like that, those features. Yeah, that's because of that. They have those features because of incest. That's why. So we'll get into more of that later on. For the sake of time, I kind of went over Salakia. I hope y'all enjoyed the class. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll be going over, check my notes real quick. So we finished Genesis chapter 19, verse 32. Next week, we will go to, if I can find it, give me a second real quick. Next week, we're going to go to Genesis chapter 19, verse 33 to Genesis chapter 21, verse 25. All right. So, like I said, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And with that, shalom.